Nigeria Info. Good morning to you, Lagos. Welcome to the Crossfire. I am Sheriff Quadry. Nigeria Info is broadcasting live from Victoria Island, Lagos, Nigeria. You can listen to us on your radio and online as well. You can listen via our website, www.nigeriainfo.fm. That's right, you can listen to us via our website. You can also download our mobile app. That's Nigeria Info FM. Just search for Nigeria Info FM, not Nigerian. It's not Niger. It's Nigeria Info FM on Google Play Store and iOS Store as well. And you can download if you use Android or iPhone. Yeah, you can do that. Okay, so Lagos, I did say that today we're dedicating it to female pilots. We started at 5 a.m. talking about Miss Arotile, who died from an accident she was involved in. We started that conversation at 5 a.m. So right now, we would continue with that conversation. I've appealed to our guest to give us 30 extra minutes. We'll have our guest on, who is a female pilot as well. She'll be joining us at 8 o'clock. But for now, we need to talk more about Tolulokwe Arotile, the flying officer who died as a result of head injury she sustained in an accident at the Air Force Base in Kaduna. For those that missed out on this story, I started out by telling you what happened on that day. So I'm gonna, let me see if I can do this in 5 minutes. It'll be awesome. But I doubt it. But I need to tell the story so nobody can misunderstand what exactly happened. So the Air Force had a global press conference yesterday, and they explained exactly what happened. They said that Miss Arotile was called. I'm trying to see how I can summarize this. So she went to. She is actually staying with her sister in town in Sabo in Kaduna. My sister, Mrs. Adegboye, she was staying with her. Then she got a call from a senior officer, a squadron leader of a group, Mr. Diepre Batubo, who was in Mina at the time. To clarify some. She called that one to clarify some issues. Earlier, she had got a call from a colleague, Flying Officer Perry Karimo, a fellow helicopter pilot, who wanted to discuss arrangements for their return to Enugu. After speaking with that colleague, then she called her squadron leader, Diepre Batubo, who was in Mina, to ask a few questions about her deployment, because she just wrote a promotion exam. So she was expecting her deployment letter. So she called the squadron leader, Batubo, to, just ask a few questions about the deployment. So remember, a colleague had already called her initially. So she was supposed to go to the Air Force Base to go and meet up with this colleague to discuss how they will return to Enugu, right? So the sister now offered to give her a lift. On getting to the base, the sister dropped her at the base, at the Mami Market area of the base. So she went to the Mami Market to go and make some photocopy of some documents, right? And laminate some documents as well. This was around 4 p.m. on that day. It was while she was returning from Mami Market, where she had gone to make these photocopies of some documents, at around 4:30, that three of her former schoolmates, three of them, her former schoolmates at the Air Force Secondary School in Kaduna, Nehemiah Adejo Igbekele Folorunshaw and Festus Bayegu, three of them. So they drove past her. Those ones were just driving. They went to the Air Force Base to go and visit a lady who is the wife of a squadron leader at the Air Force Base. So when they drove past her, they saw her briefly. So they recognized her. They stopped instantly. Then they reversed just to greet her. In the process of reversing, it got really it got out of hand. So they reversed very quickly and hit her while reversing. She hit her head on the hard road, on the hard surface. And because the speed of the car was so high, they ran over her while reversing as well. They ran over her, ran straight into the pavement. These young boys, 3 of them. Such a sad event, quite sad, very, very sad. They tried to save her life. They rushed her to the Air Force Hospital at about 4:45. Well, she died, according to the report, as a result of the head injuries. Well, these 3 men, the Air Force say that the Air Force has said they will be handed over to the police for further investigation, and it's most likely they'll be charged with manslaughter, which carries about 7 years, or thereabouts. That is the story, according to the Air Force investigation. This is what the Air Force has said happened based on their own investigation. And we started this conversation at 5 a.m. If you called at 5 a.m., please bind and cast that temptation from pushing you to call again. Let's have fresh callers, those that wanted to call in the morning but couldn't get through. Let's have them join us this conversation. At 8 o'clock after the news, we'll be speaking with a female pilot on the show this morning. So please, if you're calling me right now, let's make sure that your contribution doesn't, exceed 2 minutes. It's very important so we can get in as many thoughts as possible. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, this is Adeshewa again.
Good to have you finally.
You lost my call this morning.
Yes.
You lost my call this morning.
Yes, we did.
In fact, I was. Let me not go. So yes, let me just be frank.
Yes.
And my heart goes out to the family of Arotile, to Lope, not really. But let's just not look at it as conspiracy in everything. Okay. Look at just the Man U and Chelsea match that was played yesterday. Somebody almost lost his life. Just like that. They told him to stay down. He didn't stay down. Anything that has to do with back of the head, we need to be very careful about it.
Oh, perfect.
Yes, really,
perfect.
I'm really touched by it because I don't know her, but I know the effect of her death. In fact, it's affected everybody.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much for talking to me. Let's speak with Kenneth. Hi, Kenneth. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Sheriff, they stopped because they saw this girl. And in my experience as a driver, there is no way you would see someone behind you and you decide to reverse just to hit the person. And I've heard other callers say, there's a situation where a child was behind the car. But now you didn't know a child was behind the car. But you stopped because of this person. And you reversed only to run the person over. Doesn't even make sense. Mr. Sheriff, wow.
No, so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. She must have been walking by the roadside. I'm not sure she was walking in the middle of the road where these boys were driving. You understand?
Okay.
So I'm not sure. I'm not sure that she was in the middle of the road because when you're reversing, at least you reverse in the middle of the road, Nabi.
But they saw her.
Yes.
And they stopped because of her.
Yes, according to the report.
And if you're reversing to meet someone, especially your friend, whom you stopped for, then you still run the person over. No.
You don't believe the story?
No, I don't believe the story. No.
Okay, Kenneth. Thank you. Let's look at Samuel from Shemulu. Hi, Samuel. Good morning to you. Samuel, are you there? Good morning, Samuel.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
I quite commiserate with the family of the Arotile.
Right.
But I just want to say, just like the other guy spoke during the newspaper headline, that the spiritual control the physical.
Okay.
So it is not in the physical realm. though we're in the physical, but there are some terrestrial forces that still doesn't that control us that we are not seeing.
Okay.
So that's my own line.
Okay. Thank you for sharing your line. Let's speak with Ebuka. Hi, Ebuka. Good morning to you.
Bye.
Sheriff, good morning, my brother.
Good morning to you.
How are you today?
Doing okay. How are you?
Sheriff, people don't understand one thing. I drive, people drive. When you're not good at driving, even when you're good at driving, sometimes you want to press the brake, you step on the accelerator, mostly when you're reversing, and then you speed. From what you have reeled out so far,
right,
there was an excitement for someone you've not seen for a very long time. And these are very young people. So I don't see that being deliberate, Sheriff. Why would they want to kill her? For me, it's not deliberate.
Okay.
It was pure excitement. I just as if you asked me, you know. It could happen to anybody, even adults. So I don't see any form of conspiracy whatsoever in this at all. It was purely an accident, but it was unfortunate.
It was.
I think for Nigeria, it was a loss.
Yeah.
For the family, it was a loss.
Yeah.
And
it was.
you are conversation with the family.
Right.
May God give them the fortune to bear the irreparable loss.
Right.
Thank you, Shariff.
Thank you, Ebuka. Lukman is here. Hi, Lukman. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
How are you?
Yeah. I don't know. Me, I sense something just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know.
Okay.
If you are driving back, you want to speak to your friend. At least you would have waved to that person like, hey, blah, 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 how you doing? Then you drive back. And when you drive back, I'm very, very sure they will look back because there are three in the car. I don't think. I'm sensing a sort of conspiracy, maybe a sort of a conspiracy to do. Because last time we heard about a woman that died in a plane crash during a fight against Boko Haram in the Air Force. Now another thing has happened. So I'm sensing a sort of a conspiracy against Southerners in the Nigerian army, especially women. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, Lukman. Let's go with Musa. Musa is in the papa. Musa, hi. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Musa, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's talk.
You know, in my case, I'm really surprised on how some people comment on this issue.
Musa, you need to turn off your radio quickly, like right now. Turn it off.
The problem is, this loss is for all of us in this country, the family, the...
Eventually we lost Musa's call. Musa, do try and call me back. All right, I would really love to talk to you. In the meantime, let's go to Twitter and take some tweets as well, because tweets are coming in. WhatsApp messages are coming in as well. And I'm just gonna go and take a few. I got a drop of tears from my eyes when you narrated this story. I can tell what the parents are going through. That came in from Muiwa Jazz on Twitter. Muiwa, yeah, I know. It's quite unfortunate. Very, very, very unfortunate. Whew. Okay. So let's see if we can take another message here from Twitter before we move on. Mohammed Gaddafi says, I think the Air Force should be commended for a quick investigation. Unlike the others that won't even conclude theirs. As those that say it's not an accident, please conduct your investigation. Rest in peace, sister. You have served well. May God Almighty grant you eternal rest. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning. Oh, no, we can't do that. Hello. You need to turn off your radio. I mean, I've tried. I really gave you some time to change your ways. But you did not change your ways. I mean, turn off your radio when you're calling a radio station. It's a standing rule. Don't you think that it's quite tiring for OAPs to be telling people to turn off their radio? I mean, I'm sure you are bored yourself. If you keep hearing turn off, you're bored, right? Exactly. That's how it feels. Exactly. But our people will not turn off their radio. Anyways. Okay, so let's speak with Patrick, who is joining us from Ikeja this morning. Hi, Patrick. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my heart goes to the family.
Yeah.
And I look at it that some people driving and the excitement they saw about that their friend. Revising is not an easy job driving. while
No,
driving.
it's not. It's not.
Uh-huh. And they might think they are far away, not knowing that they are very close to him because the sighted they saw her. So I look at it as an accident. Thank you.
Thank you too, Patrick, for calling me. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, Patrick says it must have been some kind of an accident. All right. Let's go to WhatsApp before we get back to the phone lines. We're trying to wrap up on this conversation before we bring our guest, who is a female pilot, in on the show this morning. So very quickly, I'm going to go to WhatsApp and take some WhatsApp messages that have coming concerning this conversation. Let's see who we have here. Victor from Fagbile Estate says, it's tragic when the young dies before the old. The girl is spiritual, sound. So whatever meaning people read to the cause of her death is up to them. For me, it's a costly mistake. Her friends were trying to surprise her, I believe, as old mate. May God rest her beautiful soul. And I say amen to that. Let's see who we've got here. You think, okay. So, about Arotile's sad death, it's an apparent case of time and unforeseen circumstances occasioned by the reckless and error driving of her friends. To me, the death has nothing to do with supernatural powers or spiritual practices. Bad things just happen. Many people who are not young Nigerian female pilots have died through such kind of accidents or reckless driving too. Mosquito bite can cause malaria, and malaria-related complications can lead to death, and yet Nigerians will say the person was bewitched to death. Most Nigerians are simply emotional and sentimental about her death and attaching her death to conspiracy because she is a promising young pilot and with great expectations. My condolences to the family. You didn't add your name, but it's okay. Thank you so much for your thought. I really do appreciate it. Let's get back to the phone lines. We have Marvelous on the line. Marvelous, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Sheriff.
Good morning to you.
Okay, so apparently I tend to know the four people involved.
Oh, you know them?
Yeah, they were my juniors. Tolu Lope was my immediate junior. Then the other three guys involved. There were two sets behind us in school, but it's quite a tragedy. All the report from NAF is actually correct. So I just want people to actually debunk all forms of conspiracy theories going on.
Marvelous. What can you tell us about the character of these 4 friends, Tolulope and the 3 other guys? What can you tell us about their attitude, how they behave, their persons?
Okay, for Tolulope, because she was my immediate junior, so I tend to know her more than others. She was a quiet person. She was very, very intelligent. When I say intelligent, I mean she was very, very intelligent. When it comes to inter-school competitions back then, she actually represented Air Force Secondary School Kaduna, and she always came top. While for the other guys, I tend to know them a bit, but not so intimate. But I just know that they were friends with Tolulope.
So you can confirm that they've been friends from school?
Yeah. Yes, they've been friends from school.
From their friendship that you saw, would you say that they would want to harm her in any way? Like,
No, not so.
How do you feel, Marvelous? How do you feel?
Well, I've been very sad, actually. I've been extremely sad. I was in shock right from when I heard it last week. It's painful, very, very painful, because for someone I knew very well, and me just hearing the funny news, I think on Wednesday or on Thursdays, it's actually sad. It's really, really heartbreaking, really, really sad. And the funny thing is, her immediate older sister was even, she was even my mate in secondary school. So the bond is just the bond. It's actually painful, quite painful. But it's what it is anyway. It's well.
I'm sorry for your loss, Marvelous.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for talking to me. I really appreciate it. Oh, whoa. Okay. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello.
Good morning to you.
Hello.
We can hear you. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes, please. Welcome to Nigeria Info.
This is Shola.
Welcome, Shola.
Yeah, this is a great loss to the nation. What I want to say is that our young people now, because I'm one of the head driver. So you see, our young people now, the way they drive, because some of them, if I carry them, the way they will tell you run, like the road that you are not supposed to, go like maybe 60 kilometers per hour. They will say you should be running 120, 100. I take one, they say I should be running. I just park. I say, Mr. Man, you can calm down. See the sign on the road. You cannot run more than this. And reverse again is driving to reverse when you want to reverse.
Right.
Is learning on his own. Some people can take, if you want to reverse, some people can take like 1 hour to reverse. You understand? So I think it's not a spiritual, it's just like it's happening like that.
Thank you so much, Shola, for sharing your thought. I really do appreciate it. Okay. Let's see if we can take some messages. It's 7:54 from our studio here. We'll take some messages and prepare to have our guest on the show this morning, who is a female pilot. And we're talking about the death of female pilots in Nigeria. Okay, so here we go. Olatin Boston says, good morning, Sheriff. Actually, the late Aerospace was walking in the opposite direction before. Of course, nobody's doubting that. Nobody's doubting the direction that she was walking. I mean, yeah, if you're reversing, obviously she was walking in the opposite direction. Yeah, no, I'm sure that you didn't hear one or two things well, but it's okay. Thank you for trying to clarify that. But nobody is disputing the fact that she was walking in the opposite direction. That was why they were reversing. Okay. So let's see if we have somebody here. Of course, we do have plenty messages here, but it's 7:55, which means it's time to go to a break. We'll bring you the news at the top of the hour. After the news, we'll be having our guest on the show. Plus, of course, we'll try to give out 10,000 naira much later on the show as well. So, congratulations to all the 5 winners on just a minute last week. Well, it's another time for you to, win again. But that will be later, towards the end of the show. So don't call now to play just a minute, all right? I'll be right back. It's the Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The Crossfire continues after this.
Listening to your number one station for talk. Just mumble words. We talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Did you know? 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 Did you know?
Personality. Ebenezer Obey, brief history. Ebenezer Obey, born 3rd of April 1942, nicknamed the Chief Commander, is a Nigerian juju musician. Obey, whose full name is Ebenezer Remilekun Aremu Olashupo Obey Fabiyi, was born in Idogo, Ogun State, Nigeria, of Egba Yoruba ethnic background. He is of the Owu subgroup of the Egbas. He began his professional career in the mid-1950s after moving to Lagos. After tutelage under Fatai Rolling Dollars Band, he formed a band called the International Brothers in 1964, playing high-life juju fusion. The band later metamorphosed into Inter-Reformers in the early 1970s, with a long list of juju album hits on the West African Decca musical label. Obey began experimenting with Yoruba percussion style and expanding on the band by adding more drum kits, guitars and talking drums. Obey's musical strength lie in weaving intricate Yoruba axioms into dance floor compositions. As is characteristic of Nigerian Yoruba social circle music, the Inter-Reformers band excelled in praise singing for rich Nigerian social.
It's 8 o'clock. The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
The Nigeria Air Force says initial investigations show that flying officer Tolulope Arotile, Nigeria's first helicopter fighter pilot, died of blunt force trauma to the head and significant bleeding, which she got after she was hit by a car. At a briefing in Abuja, Air Force spokesman Ibikunle Daramola also disclosed the identity of the drivers as Nehemiah Adejo, a civilian and former classmate of Arutile. The matter will now be handed over to the police for further investigation and possible prosecution, according to Daramola. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Jeffrey Onyema, is now in isolation after he revealed on Twitter that he has tested positive for COVID-19. He stated that his test results came out positive after a fourth test. In the tweet, Onyema wrote, and I quote, "That is life, win some, lose some." End of quote. On the foreign scene, the United Arab Emirates' historic first mission to Mars is underway. The country launched a spacecraft from Japan. The rocket is now on a 500 million kilometers journey to study the planet's weather and climate. Two previous attempts to launch in the past week had to be called off because of bad weather. The rocket's arrival in February 2021 is set to coincide with the 50th anniversary of the UAE's formation. These are the stories we've got for you on the update. We're back at 9 with the headlines. I'm Sheriff Quadry, and it's back to the crossfire.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Entertaining and informing Nigeria 24/7.
Nigeria Center for Disease Control on Thursday reported 790 new cases. We're going to talk about the new independent political movement that launched yesterday and says it wants to reform the constitution.
Tune in every weekday and weekends for the best radio programming.
But then again, he found something condemnable. I'm talking about how they've been observing the social distancing.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Morning Crossfire, 99.3 Nigeria Info. It's been an interesting journey from 5 a.m. to this very, very moment. You're welcome to the last lap of the show, the Morning Crossfire, the show that brings you all the biggest conversations here within the space of 4 hours, from current affairs to human interest to sports to business. We're back here again. I'm Sheriff Quadry. You can watch live right now on Facebook and YouTube. Nigeria Info FM, facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM, youtube.com/Nigeria Info. You can see me right now in the studio and join the conversation as well. I would like to know what you think. All right, just drop your thoughts. below the video stream that you're watching right now on Facebook. You can also download our mobile app, of course, our mobile app from Google Play Store and iOS Store. Nigeria Info FM is what you can search for. Nigeria space Info space FM. Not Nigerian Info, not Niger Info, just Nigeria Info FM. On Google Play Store. Download the mobile app. Feel free to send me. Just throw your message from that app. You see where you can chat at the right top right hand corner of the app. You can just send a message to me from that app straight into the studio, and I'll be able to, get it here and read your message. That's right. And our phone lines will be released much later on in a moment, right? We'll be dropping the phone lines in a moment. You'll also be able to join the conversation via WhatsApp in a moment, all right? Okay, so good. This morning on the show, we started a conversation as regards female pilots, especially to Arotile that we lost recently, right? But today, right now, at this point in time, we'll be talking about female pilots generally in Nigeria. So worries have been shown over gender imbalance in aerospace. And when we say gender imbalance, one gender is just ridiculously more than the other one. So data from the International Society of Women Airline Pilots, ISWAP, not the bad ISWAP, shows that women make up only 5% of pilots across the globe. Only 5% of women across the globe. But only 3% are airline chief executive. Now, recently, this body for women pilots put the figures at 4,000 female commercial pilots to 130,000 worldwide male pilots. This study came out between 2016 and 2019. That's where the reports, got their data from, between 2016 and last year, 2019. So Airline Pilot Association International Trade Union reported that globally, just 5.18% of commercial pilots are women. Just a little above 5% are women. That's right. So in another report, women in aviation around the world make up of at least 50% of personnel in the aviation industry, mostly as cabin and ground crew. 50% of them, mostly as cabin and ground crew. When air hostess and everything. It just seemed like that is all women can do when it comes to aviation. But we're talking about female pilots today. Right. So there you go. 50% of them mostly are involved in the cabin and ground, crew. Statistics by international NGO Women in Aviation reveal that female pilots represent only 6% of the total pilot population in the world. In the UK, about 4.7% of airline pilots are women. A 2018 reported statistics from ISWAP, that's the Association for Women Pilots, reveal that Indian Airlines employ the highest proportion of female pilots at 12.4%. Indian Airlines. What is special about Indian women? Don't Nigerian women deserve this as well? In Africa here, the number of women in senior positions in the aviation industry is said to be impressive. Yeah, impressive. Because we're hearing that South Africa has the highest number of female pilots. And it's in the double digits as well. As of 2015, there were about 127 active female pilots in Nigeria. As of 2015, out of a total number of 2,958 pilots that we have, 127 of them as of 2015. At this juncture, I will bring up my guest, Ngozi Digbe, who is a commercial pilot with Dana Air. Ngozi, good morning to you. It's good to see you.
Good morning.
How are you? How was your weekend?
It was good.
Let me start this way, Ngozi. So the number of women in the aviation industry across the world is not encouraging. Nah, not encouraging compared to the number of men, male pilots. The International Society of Women Airline Pilots recently put the figure at 4,000 female commercial pilots in the world. 4,000. I want to know, why is there such a huge gap? 4,000 out of over 100,000 male pilots that we have. Why is there such a huge gap, Ngozi?
Well, I would like to think that, well, shortage of female pilots, mainly coming down to Africa, has to do with a lot of awareness. We need to create more awareness about this. And again, finances. It's a very, very expensive venture. So it's one thing to create awareness, it's another thing to finance it. So I think this is where the problem lies. And a lot of cultural beliefs as well. It's a serious issue here. I would say for Africa, because overseas, I think there are a lot of awareness about it.
Right.
They have their own setbacks as well. Why females aren't competing with the male counterparts in this industry. But right here in Africa, I would say these are the major reasons why it's low.
You mentioned cultural biases as well. Do you know of any cultural beliefs that could dissuade a girl from wanting to be a pilot?
Of course. I'll take myself as a very good example.
Oh, yeah.
When I wanted to be at first, my mom didn't buy into that idea. She was scared. So like, what? Why are you going to do? What do you want to do this? We had to have a family meeting, and then she eventually gave into it. So that is just for me. So you imagine if, let's assume a man has a son and a daughter. I'm going to ask you this question. And he has the money to sponsor just one person that wants to be a pilot. Who do you think is going to sponsor?
I think the man naturally would just want the guy to be the pilot. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. But let's dig deeper, Ngozi. How about the interest? Do you think naturally an African child, a girl child from this continent, from this country, Nigeria, naturally would want to be a pilot? Naturally.
You see, in a society we have in a society we have the 5 institutions that hold the society: the family, the education, economics, politics, religion. Now, when it comes to family and education, this is where people get the first information when it comes to life and all the other things. So it's not really out there per se. People know of other things like doctors, lawyers, all this other profession, but the pilot thing is not really there. It looks like it's meant for a specific set of class, kind of. So we need to create more awareness. It's not like people aren't interested, but you can't be interested. You don't even know that it's available.
It's available. It's an option.
It's an option for you to. So we need to talk about these career options. So and one is to have awareness. Right. As I said again, two, it's a very, very expensive venture. So you need support.
Cost it for me. Ngozi, you're smiling when you mention expensive. Can you please give us cost implication of this? I mean, randomly. I know that you might not be able to, say the exact amount, but randomly. Because, look, Ngozi, right now we're having this conversation. Children are listening. Parents are listening, and they might be developing, an interest into making their children go into, being female pilots or even parents. So can you cost this for us? Just an estimate.
Okay, you'll be estimating close to about, give or take, say about 10 million.
10
thereabout. Yes, just to be on the safer side, it might be about that.
That's so Ngozi, just 10 million that you're saying is cost is expensive. Just 10 million. Just 10 million.
Just in a society as ours, it's really.
I know.
It's 1 million is a
I know.
huge lot.
I know.
So 10 million. Wow,
It's
a lot.
Is there a comparative advantage of a female pilot over a male pilot? Is there anything like that? Because where I'm going is this: like, if there are such things like comparative advantage of having a female pilot be at the forefront of any trip, should the society make a concerted effort? Should the government like subsidize this for female pilots so that we can have more of them?
Well, there's none to say. It's it's more of the opportunities that are available and how people are able to get the resources available to them.
Yeah.
There's no economic there's no it's not, you won't say there is more economic stance
benefit or something. Yeah.
Benefits for a male pilot than a female pilot.
Okay.
It's majorly, like I said, it's more awareness, and it's being sensed as more of a male thing than a female thing. So yes, government can actually help in that regard.
Okay.
With loan policies, with policies that help, with this kind of with finances, basically, and corporate business too.
Yeah.
Can help huge lots.
Let's quickly talk about. We'll go to the phone lines in a moment. Let's quickly talk about the aviation hiring policies, because I've heard so many things that sometimes it limits women from being pilots or engineers. What can you tell us about this? Or is it that there are not enough qualified and competent women available to take the role of female pilots to operate or to even manage and maintain an aircraft? I mean, do you follow the policies in the hiring process in this sector?
No, there are no policies that discriminates between a male pilot or a female pilot. I think what happens if you're qualified, you have equal opportunity during the hiring process.
Right.
So there's no limitation or kind of condition that says, okay, you're a female pilot, so we have to give you this consideration. Yes, they do give considerations for female pilot. They have to.
Right.
But it's still the same. Everyone is placed on the same pedestal.
Okay. You judge by the same merit. Everything's strictly merit. That's what you're saying,
It's
Ngozi.
merit. Yes.
Fantastic. Now let's talk about you for a moment, Ngozi. By the way, you're looking very fly. You're more like a model than is it part of the qualities that you need to have?
No, but thank you for the compliment, but no.
You're welcome. How challenging is it? How challenging is it being a female pilot?
Well, you have to deal with stereotyping it's in every phase of the corporate world, work organization.
Right.
It exists. So it's not just down to the aviation.
How do you mean stereotyping? Can you break that down?
Yeah, some people think, okay, you could for example, you could enter a school, an aviation school, maybe you enter with a male guy, maybe a guy just wants to go with you and find out, maybe he's your cousin or whatever it is to you.
Right.
The first person they will actually give an audience to is the guy.
Ah.
Exactly. So that is part of it, So, and when you're in there, you have to also try to prove, that you know what you're doing.
So you're constantly your abilities are constantly being questioned, not physically, but that people think that you can't do this. That's what you're saying.
Yes, this is not just within your colleagues. It's not just a colleague thing. It's even outside there. Sometimes you hear people say, if it's a woman piloting, I don't want to be there.
Oh, wow. No way.
Exactly. Yeah, sometimes, people say that.
How does that make you feel, by the way?
it doesn't make me feel any less. I feel it's because you're less informed about it. That's just,
But how can
how I
we how
feel.
can we address this because I mean stereotyping is huge, is big. How can we address it? Because I mean you're a strong person. To some other lady, it could actually affect their self-esteem and self-confidence. How can we begin to address this stereotyping issue? Because I mean it's quite big.
Well, let's say one person out of 10 persons say that to you. You have other 9 people who are complimenting you. So it's, it actually boosts your confidence. And then aside from that, like I said initially, it has to do with more awareness. People need to be exposed to what it is that we do.
Right.
People need to be aware of, okay, being a pilot doesn't mean that your life is you don't have a life anymore.
Right.
That's not what it means.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you're, that you can't do other things that women do out there. It's just a career path. It's just like working as a banker or any other thing. So you just have to create more awareness about it. That's basically what I see.
Okay. Please stay on the line, Ngozi. Let's get some thoughts in very quickly. We're going to take a few calls and listen to Lagos, what Lagos has got to say as regards this conversation. 0700 993 993 993. That is the telephone line. That's 0700 993 993 993. If you're watching right now, you could actually see Ngozi on just by my side on Facebook and YouTube right now. Feel free to jump on the conversation. And when you're calling, please turn off your radio. It's very important you do that. So let's begin with this. Okay, we lost that. We're trying to process. So when you're calling, you hear a lady's voice. The lady is just trying to get your details as to where you're calling from and your name. Once you're able to give her that, then she will patch you through to the studio and we'll be able to speak with you. That is a process here on Nigeria Info. Please bear with us. It's very important that we put this process in place so we can guard against the noise, especially, a lot of people that will not turn off your radio. And that can be really kind of boring to be saying turn off your radio all the time. Okay, so we have Michael joining us right now, and we'll be speaking with Michael. Michael is in his solo. Hi, Michael. Good morning to you.
Yeah, I'm calling from Ogun State.
Oh, from Ogun State. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. What I see there is the mentality.
Okay.
The African mentality.
What do you mean by mentality?
What I mean, because of the mindset of the people, they think that the woman can capable of handle their aviation system.
Okay.
That is number one there. And second, as they have to create more awareness for people to understand that what men is doing, women can do better.
Okay.
That's another thing there.
All right.
And they need to educate people to understand the importance. What woman can do. It's just like what I know is just like the mentality. Hello.
We're with you. We're listening to you. So you're saying that the major problem we have is the fact that we have this wrong mentality about women being pilots. Okay, all right, Michael. Thank you so much for talking to me. Let's see if we've got another call here. Hello. Good morning to you.
Yeah. Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Andy Okoro calling from Ilufe.
All right. Welcome, Andy.
I want to agree with the last caller about mentality and gender kind of things.
Okay.
Because as a father, sometimes you might feel that spending such amount to your daughter that will still get married to another man, they want to spend it with his son. And then they're thinking that it's a sort of something that people can be afraid of doing.
Okay.
That as a woman, you cannot, you not have the mind of doing such. Such a thing also create that feelings. So it's a more or less of mentality of a thing.
Okay. All right. Andy, thank you. Moses is in Lekki. Hi, Moses. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
One thing I believe is this.
Yeah.
This more woman thing or man thing, there are things that normally even men to themselves, they challenge themselves. It's left to you as a person to build up your confidence. It's not about woman, and nobody can even change it. It's not about woman thing or men thing.
Okay.
Okay, for example, hairdressing, barber. How many women are doing barber? But men are in hairdressing.
Okay.
And they're taking the challenge.
You don't think that it's because of the way society thinks that
It's
there are
not
some
anything
hold
about
on.
society.
Oh yeah, calm down now, calm down. You don't think that it's because society thinks that there are some jobs that men should do and there are some jobs that women should do?
I don't think so. I think it's left to your own self-confidence. Yes, in this life, you will be ridiculed, whether man or woman.
Okay.
It's left for you to say you are bold enough to take up that task.
All right, Moses. Thank you for talking to me. We'll speak with Richard, who is in Lekki. Richard, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, talk to me. Let's talk.
This is my contribution. Hello?
Richard, go on. We're listening to you.
Well, the thing that is how women, they are not too bold in everything they are doing.
Okay. They are not confident enough.
They are not confident enough.
Okay.
So that's the disadvantage.
Okay.
That's my own country.
All right, Richard. Richard, thank you for talking to me. I really do appreciate it. Ngozi, did you hear Richard? Richard seemed to think that women aren't confident enough. They are not bold enough. That's why we don't have more of them as female pilots.
No, I won't say that. It's because women aren't confident enough, bold enough. Absolutely not.
Okay.
Like I said, it has to do with information getting out there.
Okay.
It has to do with finances being available for them to do this, to go into this profession, And of course, you also have to encourage them as well.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily about the, confidence. No, absolutely not.
All right. We'll speak with Sunday, who's in Ikeja. Hi, Sunday. Good morning to you. Sunday, are you there? I think we lost Sunday's call. So, Ngozi, what we're going to do right now is to quickly... Sunday, are you there? Sunday's gone. Let's go to break, Ngozi. When we return, we'll talk more. And I really want to know about the pay, whether there's a disparity. You're smiling. I know now. You are earning them now. Okay. Just stay on the line. Stay on the line. We'll be right back. Ngozi is a pilot with Dana Airline. I'll be back here in a moment. Stay here, Lagos.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Lagos, welcome back to the Crossfire. And yes, we're still talking about female pilots in the aviation sector. I have with me Ngozi Digbe, who is a commercial flight pilot with Dana Air. She joins us via Skype this morning, and we've been having ample discussion this morning as regards to pilot. And Ngozi, welcome, and thank you for joining us again. It seems a lot of people have plenty conversations to have with you this morning, because my phone lines are buzzing, all the lines are ringing off the hook. If you've got questions for Ngozi, because Ngozi, I'm gonna before we talk about the gender pay and everything, someone put a question through. That's what I was trying to jot down on WhatsApp, and the person wanted to know if there are any scholarship programs to aid more child or women, young girls, in going into being a pilot.
Right now, there's none I know of any scholarship programs I know of.
Okay. Then another person wanted to know, like, what are the schools that they can go to study this? A particular person, a father, wanted to know the school that we have in Nigeria here or elsewhere that his daughter can go for training.
Okay, well, I know of two, the one in Zaria and the Ilorin Student Aviation School. So those are two schools I know in Nigeria right now.
And they are equally expensive as well, in Naira.
Yes. Aviation is an expensive profession,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I can imagine. Let's go to Facebook. We've got some questions, some thoughts for you on Facebook. Before we go there, let's quickly talk about, because of time, let's quickly talk about gender, the pay gap. Because I'm hearing there's a pay gap. You tell me if it's wrong, if what I'm hearing is wrong, as regards whether there is actually pay gap between male pilots and female pilots. Is there anything like that?
Okay, pay gap may exist outside of Nigeria. It's possible. But within Nigeria, as far as I know, there is no pay gap. You're paid according to the role and level of experience that you occupy in the industry. So if you're coming in as a first officer, all first officers are paid equally. There's no pay gap. There's no disparity in pay because you're a man or a woman. Nothing like that.
Fantastic. So we're gonna delve deeper right now, a little bit deeper. In other African countries like South Africa, some improvements are being witnessed in terms of number. Do you think we're doing well right now in Nigeria, transforming this sector and achieving women number? Are we doing enough? Do you know or of any aviation body that is taking action towards promoting air transport as a career choice for women? Are you aware of anybody at all, government or private?
Well, I know of a body, Women in Aviation International, Nigerian chapter. They've done something like, create some kind of awareness in schools,
right?
That we can also be pilots. Aside from that, I do not know of any other platform, that gives such awareness.
What would you advise the best way to spread the gospel, to increase the awareness level? I mean, you've talked about awareness in your opening speech, and let's talk about ways to spread that message out there, because not everybody is listening to us right now. Yes, quite almost 500,000 people are listening right now, but we still have a lot of people who are not listening, right? So what are the ways through which we can spread that word?
Okay, well, one of the ways, like I told you, is the institution, embracing the institutions we have in the society. Education, you have to talk about career parts. And when you talk about career parts to the students, you mention this as an option, for them.
Right.
You talk about you also through social media. This is a social media age now, where we are, and information disseminates fast. So you can also do that through social media, and you can also through government policies to help in reducing. Government policy can help with reducing the headache of getting loans. What bodies, yes, corporate bodies as well, to help out in this, like, because it's one thing to get the information out there, it's another thing to get sponsorship for this information. If you have, maybe let's take for example, you have 10 people that are aware, 10 female, yeah, that are aware. I can tell you comfortably, maybe 1 or 2 can conveniently pay through.
Okay.
Okay.
But here's my question: why is it easier for males to pay and not easy for females to pay? Because I mean, if you're taking the cost of it as an excuse why we don't have female, I mean, yeah, why are you laughing? It's an honest question.
Well, the truth is, I gave you an example before.
Yeah.
Remember, and I said to you, if a man has a male, and it has to do with cultural boundaries too. Okay. It doesn't just cut this cultural limitation is not just in the family. It cuts across every of the society. Like if I want to go to a bank now to get a loan, the likelihood of them giving a man, I want to think. Okay. I'm not sure.
Okay.
A male counterpart may get it, then I would. I'm not saying that it's true.
Right.
But supposedly it's something like that. So males get more support from families than women.
Right.
It's been there before I was born, and although now it's getting better.
Okay.
But it's still there.
All right. We need to wrap off in a moment, but I have 2 questions left, right? One is, how was it is it affecting your private life being a professional female pilot?
Well, no, but sometimes it's good to have an understanding of what one's partner does.
Okay.
Because if you understand it, then the partner is able to support you, and in the career choice you've made. It's like a banker too, because the husband understands or the partner understands that this is what this person does. He's able to support in that regard.
Yeah.
If you know if your partner understands what it is that a female pilot does, then you're able to get the support. But if they don't, it's going to be tough. You have to deal with that. You have to come home to be something else. You have to merge the two together.
The reason I ask this question is because I know that is what is on the minds of people, my listener right now. And the reason is that why should it matter if you cannot ask a man whether being a pilot will affect his private life? Why should we put it up as an excuse for a woman? Why?
It's we are, how would I put it now? Women naturally are believed, and that is what it is. It's still obtainable to today that we are under men, not under men, like under the man that you're married to.
Okay.
So he expects that you support him at home and all of those things. I know someone whose wife is doing, she works with Google. She travels around, and the husband is so super supportive because he understands that this is her dream. And like he says, marriage is not to tie you down or not make you not achieve your dreams. Actually, I'm married to you to help you achieve those dreams.
Right.
So these are some of, the information that needs to be pushed out there as well. Once they get it that a woman is not subjected to, because they feel that the woman should be the one taking care of the house and all that, and but at the same time, with the help of a man, these things can be worked on, and you have a peaceful. That's what I think.
My last question is this, Ngozi, and it's about Tolulope Arutile, the female fighter pilot that died. I want to hear your thought about it, being a female pilot yourself.
It's hard work getting to that point and just to go like that. So the life cut too short. And it's not just a family loss, it's a national loss. Because she was like the pride of the nation when it comes to that aspect.
Right.
So it's a it was a sad news when I saw it. So I pray that her soul rests in peace.
Do you think her death would encourage other females to want to go into the Air Force, or it would discourage them? What impact do you think her death would have, if any?
Well, I think she's set a pace that would actually make women want to do it. It's not impossible for her. She achieved it. So if they see that, okay, she achieved this, that, it helps boost their confidence and feel like, okay, they can also achieve something like this. So yes, it will help in informing their decision to go into this profession as well.
Ngozi, thank you so much for joining us on the Crossfire today.
Thank you for having me.
And don't be afraid of the title next time, okay?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Don't be afraid of the title of the program next time.
Oh no, I will definitely. I try not to.
Thank you so much for joining us. Oh my word. Ngozi Tigwe is a pilot with Dana Air. She joined us on the show this morning to talk about female pilots and gender inequality in that space, especially here in Nigeria. It's global, but we tried as much as possible to focus on Nigeria during the course of that conversation. 8:41 is the time from our studios, Lagos. Let's get talking. I want to know what you think about female pilots shortage in the space that we've got here. 0700 993 993 993. Good morning to you. Hello, good morning. Unfortunately, I can't hear you. Oh, yeah, you're here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
I can hear you now.
All right, my name is Moses.
Welcome, Moses. Where are you calling me from?
Oshodia Papa Expressway.
All right, let's talk, Moses.
Okay, I've listened to your guest.
All right.
She was sweet enough, and I think the thing boiled down to parents. There shouldn't be disparity. Once a child says, this is what I want to tote, the part I want to tote, you just support that person.
Right.
So,
right.
And again, concerning the question you asked finally about Tululode,
right.
I feel it wouldn't be a discouragement to the young, girls who have that dream and passion to be a pilot. Because of her achievement, I believe they all will be looking forward to equally do what she has done if she can achieve that at that particular age.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Moses. Thank you. Friday joins us right now. Friday, good morning to you. Can you hear me, Friday? Friday, I can't hear you. Are you there? I think we've lost Friday. Let's see if we've got somebody. Oh, we lost that as well. Okay, yeah. We'll try and get Christopher on the line. Let's see if we can speak with Christopher, who is calling us from, what's this? Okay. Banana Island. Christopher, good morning to you.
Chief Quadry, good morning once more.
Good morning.
For me, I think we have more in that field because I don't see it as a woman's job. Like if you look the nursing professional, you have more women in nursing. You go to catering, you have more women. My sister-in-law is in the Nigerian Army. That girl can be a dispatch rider to either president or governor. If you see where this girl ride bike here, she's in Kaduna. I'll ask her, my friend, what do you think you're doing? Bike, like this dispatch rider that pilot all these executives. Right? A girl, So anyone who want to go into that field, like you said, let them encourage them. But for me, I see it as a man's job. Anything man can do, woman can do that. But for this one, I see it as a man's job. Thank you.
Okay, you see that pilots are supposed to be men. Exactly what Ngozi said. Like it's a cultural thing. It's a society thing. Alex is here. Alex is in Ikeja. Alex, good morning to you.
Yeah, hi, Quadry.
How are
I
you?
want us not to miss a point concerning Tolulope
Okay.
experience.
Okay.
One of the things that strikes me is that this was a 23-year-old.
Right.
She probably achieved it last year, so let's say 22 years old. It's important that our kids set out early.
Okay. Okay.
You see, some of the things you discussed with Ngozi, they reflect on us because you're probably looking at a woman of maybe 30 something, I don't know, some age where she's ready to get married, beginning to have all sorts of, these thoughts alone in themselves, they can be a hindrance.
But you know that those are the thoughts of parents. Like, so you not marry again, and you just be flying up and down, up and down, up and down.
You see, there's something about the innocence of a child.
Yeah.
There's something about the innocence of a child, and that's really what convinces parents sometimes to do things that they ordinarily would not want to do. So it's important for our kids to start early.
Right.
So that they are not burdened by all these heavy demands on their head.
I agree totally.
Just live, just aspire and just want to fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Alex. Thank you so much for talking to me. Let's read Chris. Hi, Chris. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I just feel for that lady that died, that young girl. I'm encouraging other females to take up such a challenge.
Okay.
It's a very good thing.
Okay.
So I'm just calling for the first time.
Oh.
I've been
good to
about
have you.
this.
Good to have you.
Good
to have you.
Like to hook up with you for the first time, but I've been hearing, but I don't know what to talk. I don't know.
Do you have a mobile app, Chris? Do you have a mobile app?
No,
download it right now. Just go to Google Play Store if you're on Android. If you're on Apple iPhone, go to iOS Store and download the mobile app, Nigeria Info FM, and you would even have the best of experience. Ben is here. Ben, hi. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Sheriff.
It's good to see
you.
Well
done. I really appreciate your good work.
Thank you. Thank you.
On the topic of our discussion, my take is actually that most of our children would actually want to go to that perfection, but the hindrances there is the connections. Okay, like this Tolulokbe, you realize that the father, from the information that I got, the father is a pilot, and as a result, she was able to go into the Air Force School from the primary to the secondary and then go into the profession in that line. Now, for the children to get into an Air Force School, you know what it takes in Nigeria. If you don't know anybody there, you won't be able to get in. And I know of one of my friend's son that got into the Air Force School, but for him to go into the secondary school of it was difficult because he could not leg it up. And that is the challenge we have in Nigeria. If you don't know anybody in, you won't be able to get in through. That is the major hindrance. So it's who knows who that takes you there. It's not just about the money. The money that we use to send them to school would have as well been able to send them to that same school if they will allow a level playing ground for everybody. So if the father had not been a pilot, she wouldn't have been able to get into that position. That's my take.
I hear you, Ben. Thank you for sharing your thought. Chika is here. Hi, Chika. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, sir.
How far now?
I'm fine. You?
There, Jerry.
Hi, good morning to your guest.
Yeah, go on, Chika.
Well, as to the conversation this morning, I don't think it's right for us to begin to narrow it down to the male-female dichotomy.
Okay.
For me, I feel there are some professions that are more dominated by one gender than the other. I mean, like, how many females have you seen driving like articulated vehicles?
Okay.
And how many times have we actually discussed it? Okay. And you go to someone mentioned us earlier on. We know that the female gender dominated the nursing profession more than the male. So for me, I don't think it's for us to begin to narrow it down as to the gender that is actually more dominant in one or the other. For me, I think what we need to do is that they need to pilots. There's a need for us to actually create more information, more awareness for them.
Right.
So for me, that's what I think.
Okay.
Let us not just narrow it down to the male-female dichotomy. I mean, females are more better positioned in some professions than men, and are more positioned in our profession than females.
Okay.
That is my take.
Thank you, Chika. Let's squeeze Samuel. Samuel, hi. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Quadry.
How are you, Samuel?
I'm doing great. Good morning to your guest.
Right.
Yeah, I just want to comment about the gender inequality that you just talked about.
Right.
Like one of the callers rightly said, I think women folks lack that confidence. They require confidence to actually push some certain things. So I think it is a confidence that needs to be worked on.
Okay.
And I want to believe that with time, when they have a balanced confidence, then we can have a balanced society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Samuel, for calling me. I really do appreciate it. Quickly, let's go to WhatsApp before we get back to Twitter and, of course, the phone call. I think we're processing a caller right away. But quickly, before we get that pressing on, right now in Lagos Island, the small market CBD core are not allowing marketers to do their business, asking people to close up, and we don't know why. Okay. You should ask why. The Babaloja and Yalojas, what are they doing? They should have told you what's going on. Prince is here. Prince says people have been saying African mentality that is restricting females from aspiring to certain heights in the society. But it's not true. The mentality is worldwide. The question is, why are there no female governors and presidents in the U.S.? The places where women are leaders in the developed world practice parliamentary system of government. All right. Patrick is here. Patrick, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Sheriff. How are you today?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm really good. Just like one of the callers said, there are some things you can't give to anyone. Like he said, confidence, the will. In years past, females didn't have so much confidence to take some steps because of what they were told, the information they had access to. Oh, no, mechanic is a male job. Receptionist is female job. Piloting is not for women and all of that. But the crack has begun. That we have 4,000 out of about 180,000 is the beginning.
Right.
I also want to specially thank you this morning. You brought a guest on the program. The guest spoke to all of us, and that information set me on fire. I'm baking something right now. When it is fully baked,
right,
I will return to come and be a guest on your program.
That would be lovely.
That we shouldn't just listen. What are you doing with what we are hearing? Good morning.
Thank you. I'm glad that you were able to pick something from that. Okay, so what does ISWAP do as an association to encourage the training of women pilots in terms of seminars, workshop? What course of subjects can one take to become a pilot? Gani wants to know that. Let's see who else we have got here. Dekunle says, society has it that any job that is highly risky, that like life risky, should be taken by man. Honestly, it's like pitting the female to be, to me, no life is more precious than the other. Dekunle is also faulting the societal implication of some practices that the culture that we have here have adopted. Let's see if we can squeeze in one more call before we play. Just a minute. Please, what are the requirements for admission? Listen, so what I'm going to do is, because I feel that if you want to go into stuff, these are the things that normally you should know, right? But I'm going to help you. I'm going to reach out to Ngozi again, and I will speak with her on, the requirement, and I'll put it up on my, Twitter handle. Let's see. Friday's here. Hi, Friday. Good morning to you.
Thank you, Mr. Quadry.
Friday. Good morning.
Well, the discussion is very, very wonderful.
Right.
But my heart goes to Tolu Arotile. She's such a young lady.
Right.
She virtually lost her life.
Right.
I pray that the family should be consoled and God should grant them the fortitude to bear the loss.
Go on, Friday. We're listening to you.
Okay, that's my own contribution. I don't know if I will finish to play.
Okay. It's all right. It's all right.
To play the 1 minute game.
Yeah, no. I would have to, take that afresh, all right? Afresh. That's when I'll have to take that, all right? Thank you, Friday, for calling me. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Quadry.
Good morning. What's your name?
James from Mexico.
James, all right. Let me hear you.
From the person that asked of the subject that you will use or you study before you become
a
pilot is English and math, chemistry, physics, and geography. Only other subject can follow. For those 5 subjects, they are the key.
How do you know this? Just to be sure.
I'm educationist.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to be sure so that people can know exactly who is talking to them. All right. Thank you so much for talking to me. Okay, so Lagos, let's play just a minute. Let me tell you the rules before we even start at all. You have 60 seconds to answer as many questions correctly as possible. If you're able to do this, then you will be opportunity to win 10,000 naira. And just to add, the caller that got just one question correctly last week is actually the winner of just a minute for that day. Like I said, it doesn't matter how many questions. It does matter. But sometimes you can just be very, very lucky to just win, to just get one question correctly, and you still be the winner. All right. So if you're ready, let's see if we can get a caller in as quickly as possible. Let's play. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
I'm going to have to let you go. It's your luck. I'm sorry. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Emmanuel from Kenya.
Emmanuel, you want to play just a minute?
Yes.
Okay. Emmanuel, let's play just a minute.
This is Just a Minute.
Emmanuel, your first question is this. Earlier, I mentioned the total number of winners on Just a Minute last week. How many are they?
5.
Okay. What is Nigeria Info's Twitter handle?
6.
Who scored Manchester United's only goal against Chelsea on Sunday?
Maguire.
Who?
Maguire.
The female pilot on the Morning Crossfire today works with what airline?
Ghana Airline.
Okay. What is the color of 99.3 Nigeria Info? What are the colors of 99.3 Nigeria Info?
Yes.
Okay. The closure of the 3rd Mainland Bridge is to commence this week. When?
No date yet.
Oh, of course, there's date. It's 24th. Okay, so what you're going to do is stay on the line, okay? You got 2 questions correctly, all right? So stay on the line. A lady will talk to you right now to get your details, all right? Okay, good. Lagos starts the show. Thank you all for being a part of it. Zainab Yakin produced. Babatunde Abdusalam made sure that you could see me on Facebook and YouTube. I am Sheriff Quadry. I will speak with Ngozi and, get more details as to, the questions that you're asking. Then I'll put it up on my timeline on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Sheriff Quadry on Twitter. It's also Sheriff Quadry on Instagram, Sheriff Quadry on LinkedIn. And my Facebook page is Sheriff Quadry. I'll see you tomorrow. It's been a great, great show. Colin Stecker is next with What's Up Lagos. Stay here on Nigeria's #1 talk station, Nigeria Info. I'm out.